Hello. Today I'm in my studio and my name is Crispina French. I am a textile recycling artist, activist, and entrepreneur. I've been at this since 1987, which seems like such a long time ago in some ways, and in some ways it seems like just the day before yesterday. So this week, this is actually my fifth day in a little mini series I put together for you guys, just to remind you that we can walk into this new season, this summer 2021, where things are becoming a little bit more open. We're not all cooped up in our homes this year. We're able to get out and socialize a little bit. And I think there's going to be like the summer to beat all summers, because I don't know about you guys, but tell me, like, maybe pop a comment. Are you excited to be in groups of people? Are you excited to share your summer adventures with people who you don't live with? I am. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the idea of traveling, which I haven't been excited about for a long time. I recently got my second vaccine, so I'm feeling like in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be able to hang out with friends. I'll still wear a mask. I'm not exactly ready for to get rid of the masks, but the opening of our culture seems to be a really good time to remind people to be really environmentally mindful in ways that are fun, right? Like, I think sometimes we get like downtrodden, like people are, oh, the environment's going to hell in a handbasket. We're all gonna die. And I firmly believe that we have got this, that we can work together collectively to make a global shift happen. I almost think the pandemic gave us a window into how to live in a little bit less demanding of the environment way. So this summer, when you're out and about, I encourage you to do things like bring your silverware with you. We talked about these little wraps that I have. This is actually my personal little wrap that I keep in my bag when I travel. I bring it to work with me every day. And I have them in my shop. You can make your own. You don't need to buy one from me, but take a little napkin. I'll show you how they are. The napkin part of this is actually the size of a dishcloth. So I take the dishcloth and I fold over one side here, so it's folded, and then I make these little pockets for the utensils that they just slide right into these little pockets here, so that I can use them for my lunch. And then you can use the napkin for your face, and then when you're finished using them, you can just pop them right back in that napkin, take them home, and throw them in the wash machine, and throw the silverware in your sink and wash it. So it's a really great idea. The other thing that's cool about these is that you can make them, if you want to make them yourself, you can make them for special events. Like, do you have a family gathering, maybe a reunion, or maybe a high school reunion, maybe a wedding party? These are really fun little like hostess gifts, if that's something that will enter your summer. And we screen print these. My family has a screen printing business that shares my studio, and we screen print them for people with their wedding date, and we make cute little party favors using those. So you can contact me if you're interested in that kind of thing. But you can certainly, like I said, you can certainly make your own. So this whole week we've been talking about things like that, ideas to reduce the impact of our summer fun without losing track of the fact that we all need to get out there and have some fun. So picnic blankets, I really encourage people to get outdoors. I feel like the more people that I can encourage to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, the better we're going to care for our environment. So I make really cool picnic blankets, and I actually showed them to you on Tuesday, so you can scroll back in the feed or search that out and see the picnic blankets. But again, like, I am all about encouraging others to be creative as well. So today I am actually in my studio, and I'm working on my shop update that went live last night. And this whole weekend, I'm adding new and cool product to my shop, and that will be going on all weekend. So right now I'm packaging up these little packets of embroidery floss. Actually, this one's not quite finished yet, but I make these envelopes and they have a little tie around them and untie. They're designed to be reused. They have a little piece of fabric right here so you can stick your needle if you're, I'm kind of giving away what's inside. You can pop your needle in there. And then inside there are a nice little selection, my summer 2021 palette of embroidery floss. And you might be wondering, why do I think embroidery floss is environmentally kind? Does anybody have any ideas? I'd love to see some comments. What do you think we could do with embroidery floss that might lend itself to healing our environment? Any thoughts on that? Well, if you don't have thoughts on that, I'm going to ask you another question, because maybe while you're answering this other question, you can think about whether or not, or if any ideas on how embroidery floss can become environmentally friendly. So let me know in the comments, type in the comments, first of all, where you're watching from. Where are you today? Mending clothes, Marty Clark. Yes, before I even got to ask my question, go girl. You can mend stuff, right? You can mend your clothes. The picnic blankets I make are made out of old denim jeans, and a lot of times they have embellishments on them that are actually hiding imperfections. So I patch stuff, I embroider stuff. There's all sorts of little details that you maybe don't initially notice when you're first looking at the blanket, but as you kind of become familiar with it and you start using it, you can see where those things have happened. And the other really cool thing about that style of what I call eco style is that down the line, a couple years out, you use your whatever it is, whether it's a picnic blanket or denim bag or whatever it is you might be using, you can embellish it again as holes or imperfections appear after your use. So yeah, Marty's in Penobscot, Maine. Jody's over in the Hudson Valley in New York. St. Louis. And my cat in the background, you guys, I have to tell you a funny story about my cat. His name is October. He was born in April. We named him October because we got him in October, and he's like an orange and white cat. So he's he's a single cat. He does not like other cats very much, and we've tried to get him buddies because I feel like he's a little lonely, but he's not into it. So the other day, the studio door was left open, and he got outside, which is very unusual because usually if you leave the door open, he doesn't really have a lot of interest in going outside. But he got outside and I could hear him. I'm like, where's the cat? I kept calling him. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's outside. And he was hiding under the porch overnight. And when he got inside, he would not leave me alone. He was just purring and crawling all over me. And he's not really that kind of a cat. So yeah. I love October, but I have to tell you, I would like to shave him because he has hair, cat hair. But we try to keep him carefully away from anything that's saleable. Anyway, so so I see a Georgia, I see the St. Louis, I see Hudson Valley. I'm imagining that all of you lovely people watching out there, what are you looking forward to this summer? Tell me what you're looking forward to. Do you have plans? Do you have plans to get outside? Do you have plans this weekend with family or friends? Will you be attending a parade? The reason I'm asking is because I feel like the idea to be mindful about our environment is something that I would like to encourage everyone to build into their everyday and be able to share with their friends in ways that don't make their friends go, oh my gosh, you guys are so freaking weird. Like, you bring your own silverware? Like, that's just bizarre. It's not bizarre. That's what we all got to do because it's really important. And there's so many people on the planet right now that if we start to shift, we can make a really big change. So Marty Clark is cleaning and she's going to open her home for the summer. This weekend, I am going to be planting my garden and I'm really excited about it. Where I live, they say it's safe to plant your garden after Memorial Day. So every Memorial Day weekend, I'm like right there. I've got my I got my garden going. I got a new garden fence this year. I'm so excited. Keep the chickens out of there. So I'll be outdoors. I'll be enjoying myself. And actually, I'm thinking about another thing that I'd like to share. So I'm all about textile recycling, as you guys probably know. But there's another thing I was thinking about, because where we live, and I live in Western Massachusetts in the Berkshires, and right now, this year in particular, we are inundated with ticks. Like, you go outside. I went for a run this morning. I run on the road. I don't go, like, I'm not like in the woods. I'm not trail running. I came home, I had 4 ticks on me. Like, I didn't go on the grass. Like, I was taking, I do live on a dirt road. But anyway, so there's ticks are everywhere. And the other day I was watching a feed on Facebook, I think it was, and people were talking about how do you get rid of the ticks. And, oh, you can spray this stuff on them or that stuff on them or the other kind of toxic chemical on them or on your yard or whatever to keep the bugs down. And I just want to discourage that. I want to tell you that spraying any kind of pesticide or poison in the environment doesn't just affect whatever species that you're trying to rid yourself of. So, like, if you spray your yard with tick poison, it's going to affect the microbes in the soil. It's going to affect all the other insects that might be out there. It's going to affect the chickens if you have them. It's going to affect the birds that might be pulling worms out of your garden or yard. So steer clear of that stuff and just do a thorough tick check. Like, that's what we do every time we go outside and we come home at the end of the day before we get into bed. You know, everybody goes in the bathroom. We have a big full-length mirror in there. Like, take all your clothes off and make sure you don't have any ticks on you. Last night, I got home really late after working in the studio, and I hadn't really been outside at all. And I thought, I was just going to hop into bed. I was so tired. And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to check. And I did a tick check, and there were 2 ticks on me. They weren't attached. And if they don't get attached, you don't have to worry about things like Lyme's disease. But if they do get attached, you can get really sick. So better not to get sick from the pesticide or to get sick from the ticks. Just do a thorough tick check every day. Brush your hair, make sure there's none on your scalp. And that's another way that we can be friendly to the environment. So that's what I have to tell you about that. Robin, are you gardening this weekend? And you're working at an art studio? I'm sorry, but your life sounds pretty idyllic. I'm kind of thinking that you might be like soul sisters. There's also something you can put on your clothes. And actually, I bought some the other day. There's a company near us that's called Don't Get Ticked Off. It's a small little Berkshire-based company, and they make this essential oil-based tick spray, which is a deterrent for them to get on you. It seems to work pretty well. You have to reapply it quite frequently, and it's natural. It smells really good. It smells a little bit like, I don't know, rosy, kind of geranium-ish kind of scent to it. And yeah, I highly recommend any kind of natural remedy for that. And then I have one of those hats. I look really super weird, but I have one of those hats that has like a mesh thing that comes down in front of my face. It goes all the way around to my head. So like the black flies and mosquitoes can't bite my head or get up my nose or in my eyes when I'm gardening. And I have to say that was my garden edition, my garden tool edition this year. And so far I've been really loving it. So yeah, so any other tips you guys have to share about summer 2021 in eco style, pop them in the comments. Even if you're watching this as a recording, pop them in the comments. People read comments and they learn a lot. So anything that you have to share is going to be super helpful, and will remind me to touch base with you about a future feature if that's something that is of interest. So thank you so much for joining me for this little mini series. This is the last day of my week-long summer 2021. Kick it off in style with environmentally conscious ideas. And before I go, I just want to remind you that last night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I opened my shop with a whole ton of new product that will help you with your summer festivities. If you're interested in augmenting your decor or your beach attire, I've got some beautiful beach bags and some great picnic blankets that double really great as beach blankets. coverlets for your bed. There's pot holder rugs. There's materials for making your own things. So check that out over at crispina.eco/shop, and I'll put a comment in the feed so you can just click a link for that. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and you have a fabulous Memorial Day weekend if you're in the States celebrating that this weekend. And I'll see you on Thursday. So every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time, I do a live stream right here with all types of environmentally thoughtful ideas on how we can work together to nurture our beautiful planet and build connection and friendships along the way. So thanks again. Take it easy.